The world is currently obsessed with 50 shades of grey. Silver, white, grey, white, black, silver, white, and in Southern Africa, more white. It's like we've forgotten that cars can be art or fun. And then Audi sent us this. A Sakhir Gold Metallic Audi Q8 TFSI Quattro Black Edition. It's bold, it's divisive, and it got me thinking, why are we so afraid of colors? In order to find out why Southern Africans are so bliksem scared of anything but white, silver or black, I went to visit a few dealers in my neighborhood to ask them some questions about car colors. Hello, Alan. May I ask you some questions?
Of course.
Southern Africans love white cars. What percentage of white cars do you sell?
You're quite right. White cars are probably the more popular within our range. I would say on a percentage base, 60, 65. Our color palette is, I wouldn't say muted, but it's white. It definitely shows off the contrast of a lot of our packages, which I think has a big impact on that. Night edition packages, and the AMG does really pop with white. It shows the black accent. So I think that's half the reason that white is so popular in our market in any case.
Okay. Is it true that silver and grey are the next most popular colors?
Yes, I would say so. Grey definitely. Silver is catching up.
Next one. Any vibrant colors that stand out in your brand and that people order?
So yes, especially in the AMG specifications. Of course, our manufacturer kind of matte finish is quite popular in the silvers. It gives it a nice, although the color itself isn't that vibrant, but the finish is something different. We've got hyper blue, which is done quite popular. Quite a nice color, something a little bit different, and it's not your standard run-of-the-mill blue. The blues do quite well in, let's say, our vans. Soda light blue is the color that does quite well in the V300. And we've got a couple of new colors in Vito. So that would be your reds. It's a kind of a vintage blue as well, which is something a little bit different. So they definitely are, shall we say, regenerating the color palette.
Nice to hear. Next one. The factory is delivering 10 of your best sellers tomorrow and you can choose the colors. What would you take?
White would be up there, of course. Selenite grey has always been a popular color.
Yeah.
It's I think it suits the vehicle, it suits the brand. It's a very classy grey.
Yes.
We've also done quite well lately with the Alpine grey. Now I know in the market everybody's gone that kind of muted, almost base color grey, and we've brought it out in some of our vehicles. So depending on the vehicle, we've got it now in the GLA, CLA, and the A-Class night edition. So they look very sharp in that, and they are only in white and Alpine grey, so also exclusive to those models. So that would be white, selenite grey, black. There is always a spot for black vehicles. Again, the V300s do very well in black. I think it's a classy people carrier.
Yeah.
And what I would say is with those is to have lighter interiors. We've got mainly black, and I do like the combination of any color with a lighter interior. Just changes it up a little bit, where people aren't looking at necessarily versatility and the cleanability, if that's even a word, but also just something that's a little bit different that lightens up the cabin.
Right. Last one. If I bring in a vehicle of a crazy color as a trade-in, do I lose value?
I think it all depends on the vehicle. If you had a almost a supercar type of vehicle, a GT or something along those lines, then it might actually add to the value because it is bespoke and exclusive. Your run-of-the-mill cars, and I say that with the greatest respect, our volume sellers, shall we say, something along the lines of a C-Class, we do find that white, silver, greys sell better. So it does have a slight impact, not necessarily on the value that you will pay, that you will be paid for your trade-in, but more the appeal of that car to the second-hand market.
Yeah. So it's also about condition.
Condition is number one. Condition, mileage.
Excellent. Thank you, Alan. Much appreciated.
It's only a pleasure.
Okay, bye. South Africans love white cars. What percentage of white cars do you think you sell?
Okay, me personally or the dealership?
The dealership.
I would say about 50%, more or less. Yeah.
Not 70 like most people assume.
No, so I worked for Volkswagen for 7 years, and I sold three black cars in those 7 years. I came here my first month, I sold 4 black cars.
Okay.
So I think black is, you can see on the floor, so we've got lots of black stock. So
It's a very popular choice.
black and Daytona grey.
All right.
Yeah,
Next question. Is it true that silver and grey are also popular?
yeah, very much.
Any vibrant colours in your brand that stand out?
As the green, the Kalami green, yeah, it stands out, but it's not everybody's cup of tea. So we had that one, but it was a carbon edition of the RS, so it sold quickly. But I think that's more about the carbon edition.
Is it an RS colour?
I've only seen it in RS, yeah, you're right, yeah, TT RS and RS. But I love it, but it's like I said, it's not everybody's cup of tea.
Exactly. Let's say the factory is bringing you 10 of your best-selling cars.
Yes.
A4, A5.
Yeah.
What colour palette would you order them in?
Daytona, black and white.
Black and white.
Yeah. That's not from my point of view, but I'm a salesman, so
Yes.
maybe you must just chat to the managers also.
I might do that. Last one. If I bring a crazy colour, a yellow or green,
Yeah.
is it true that my trade-in value is lower?
I want to say yes, but that is also a question the manager must answer. Because I know at Volkswagen definitely. If you bring a blue sedan and a white sedan, you're going to get more money for the white.
Easier to sell.
Yes, but here I maybe not. Maybe I'm not sure. Maybe it's something.
But you would also look at condition.
Yeah, condition also. But yeah, so we paid for this yellow and the green car more than we paid for a white one, for instance, on the auction. So it depends. Depends what car also. So a red Q2 is not going to be as good seller as a red RS3. That's what I'm saying. So certain cars better in certain colors.
That's very valid. What's your name and where do you work?
Jan Brennan, I'm from RS in the Somerset Base,
Thank you very
Cape
much.
Town. Thank you.
So, it turns out that a large percentage of people, especially here in the bottom bit of Africa, will buy boring colours because they're afraid it'll hurt the potential resale value of their car if they don't. Now, that's a double-edged sword in my opinion, because I would rather shrivel up and die than order something new, a brand new car, with the next person in mind. I buy stuff for myself, for me, and clearly I like freaky colours. I don't buy things for other people, but why would you do that? However, if you're on a tight budget or some sort of well-planned trajectory to improve your life, losing a big chunk of potential resale value on a big asset like that can be a very valid motivator for going with a safe color choice. And it gets my respect. If it's part of your plan and you can live with it, so be it. The reality check is that a blue car can command the same amount of money as a white one in the same spec and condition. But the demand or market is just smaller. Because we sheepled our way into a constant loop of white cars, and we now have to feed the machine with white cars. Insert a blue one and it's theoretically not worth less. It'll just take longer to find a blue crazy buyer like me. And time costs money in rent, lights, salaries, floor plan, cleaning, maintenance, or simply depreciation. Wait long enough and a blue car's price has to come down to hopefully attract more buyers. And if it gets cheap enough, even the white brigade might swoop in. But then the damage is done. The dealer had more work for less money, and hence they don't like metaphorical blue cars. Because they're not as profitable. And we can't blame them for that. They have a business to run and people to pay. people who feed families and put kids through school, who then grow up to buy white cars. Now, in order to be fair and fairly impartial, I have to mention a few benefits of buying a white car, which down here in the heat of the Southern African sun primarily is to keep you cool. So a white car has a better chance of keeping the temperatures down, say, than a dark metallic blue one or a dark red one. Also, this is an argument I will happily admit defeat to. They are easier to spot. So visibility. Out on the open road, in bad visibility or on long distances, it's easier to see a white car than most other darker colors. And then apparently they're fairly easy and cheap to repair or respray, as opposed to, say, some multi-stage double layer red metallic, which is then very difficult to panel match. I'm told this. I don't have first-hand experience of this. Yes, and white cars apparently don't get as dirty as quickly as others, although the best colors to hide dirt are actually greys, browns, and khaki, like this car. Oh, and I almost forgot. Gold, champagne, and beige. Now add my most despised modern car trend, black wheels, and this car should easily get away with not being clean for a couple of weeks or months. And I'll let you decide if that's a good or a bad thing. Right. Plainly, there are some crazy people in the world who absolutely adore freaky colors. And I'm one of them, otherwise I wouldn't have made this video. Is it a cry for attention or a desperate need to be individual? Especially in a sea of whites and greys at the shopping malls and parking lots? I don't know. Best ask a psychologist. All I can tell you is that vibrant car colors make me happy. Especially yellow. If I see a yellow car, it physically makes me smile. It's such a cheerful color. And I realize that I usually wear light blue shirts, which is quite boring, but that's because I'm a fan of David Attenborough and Contingency. But these are my shoes. And here are my socks. And these are my notes. I love color. It just makes me happy. And speaking of which, I'll happily take a resale knock in the potential future or ever. I don't care. Before I ever consider ordering a brand new luxury car in the color of a refrigerated meat truck or the local Bucky with its trailer that picks up our recycling. No, thank you. Nope. Some colors aren't just paint, they're engineering. Take the example of Lexus Structural Blue. It's a 15-year research project in a can. There isn't a single drop of blue pigment in it. It uses biomimicry to trick your eyes. Then there's the TVR or Nissan era of the 90s, where they were obsessed with flip paint. Or, if you were in Southern Africa and into the local custom scene, chameleon colors. But the ones from the OEMs were actually factory options. And in the enthusiasts world, especially the Mercedes circles we run in, an individual or designer color can actually add value to a second-hand car, although it does depend on the model. And we've had some freaky-deaky press cars. Here are just a few examples of what the press fleet ordered and the general public probably avoided like the plague. Okay, so I'm not going to try to be ridiculous and defend the color of this Audi. We do need to talk about it. It's called Sakhir Gold Metallic. And is it too much? Is it a step too far? Or is it exactly what the luxury SUV market needed? Because I've been noticing a wonderful increase, I guess I would call it, in pale greys, bright blues and crazy teals, hearing aid or vanilla beige, and especially from small VW and BMW SUVs. I think it's cheerful and it's excellent, and it's perhaps what the market needed or wanted. The comments from passers-by, especially about this Q8 color though, aren't always that kind. The first two words out of my neighbor's mouth were baby and poo. The next ones were ew and no. My wife said something similar. Army beige also came up a few times, while someone said that in a sea of white vehicles at the mall, this Q8 looks like a piece of bespoke jewellery. Okay. In fact, people's reactions to this colour were as vivid and sparkly as the paint itself, so I simply had to capture some of them for your entertainment.
Sharky.
Baby puke.
It's Uppington Car.
Sharky.
It's like a baby poop, man.
Dat ziet zeer goed aus.
Baby diarrhea.
Gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
Beautiful. Absolutely stunning. Perfect. And I like the gold fleck.
Yeah.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Nice. Oh, and before I forget, if you want my personal and semi-professional opinion of this color, it is a little bit weird. Even though it's metallic and it's got some lovely flake in it, I think it's better suited to like a Land Cruiser or Land Rover, right? Don't get me wrong, if Audi only had 2 cars in stock, one in this color and a white one, I would take this one without even thinking. My favorite Q8 color remains chili red metallic. That was the color of the previous press vehicle we had. I did a little sprint review on that. If you're interested in the actual car, you'll get some details there. And then also worth noting is that this Sakhir gold metallic plus Ascari blue metallic are 42,000 Rand options. And that's the exact amount that I paid for this car, the Titanite red 2000 model Mercedes-Benz C280 Auto Elegance, which we did an ownership video series on our channel as well. The whole car, with a few issues, that's what you can have for the color, for the price of this color. Right, and then grey pearl metallic is about 25k, and chili red, satellite silver, dark blue, white and black are free of charge. In closing, my heart always sinks when I float in a sea of... Hang on, can we add some sad violin music to this? Thank you. My heart always sinks when I float in a sea of white and silver cars. I understand that loads of people are happy with it. I even accept, but do not like, that some car owners simply couldn't care. But what about that handful of drivers who desperately wanted a purple or green car, but chickened out at the last second as not to cause a scene or a slight financial concern? I feel so sorry for them. Because if you're buying a machine that represents your personality, that you spend a lot of time with, why pick a color that's not even a color? So, what's the craziest factory color you've ever seen? Drop us a line in the comments and I'll see if we know about it. Also, if anyone at Audi is watching this, you guys are brave. And you do realize you're going to have to wrap this when you get rid of it. May I suggest white? Thanks so much for watching. See you on the next one. Bye.
Do you want to go get a chocolate milkshake?
Oh, Ja, let's go.